My name is Randy Manuel. I live in Western North Carolina. I am the training officer as well as the field team leader for the Cherokee County Search and Rescue Team. I'm a volunteer firefighter. In addition, I work in the back of an ambulance from time to time as part of the EMS system. I teach ACA Level 4 Swiftwater Rescue, and I teach wilderness medicine classes for NOLI organization in particular. I've saved the best for last. I love teaching wilderness medicine classes. Wilderness first aid, wilderness first responder, and wilderness EMT programs are almost certainly the most rewarding job I've ever had. I greatly enjoy that, and part of this video is hoping that we can convince you to come join me for one of those programs. I think that something that really drove my interest, at least initially within about wilderness medicine, was that it combined two different things that I was passionate about. One of them as being an EMT within the EMS system and the rescue things of that nature that I mentioned in my introduction, it combined with hiking and mountain biking, kayaking, canoeing, rafting, camping, all those outdoor activities and things that I love to do as well. That it was combining those two things into one product that was very interesting to me from that perspective. Additionally, I think that includes the fact that being an EMT, working in the back of an ambulance, I understand how much of my skills are related to gear that I have in the ambulance. And when, as a wilderness EMT, you know, when I've got a day pack on my back, because my wife and I perhaps are just out for a hike for a couple hours, I don't have any of that gear. And if someone's hurt or some other problem, you know, our care for them is very much limited by, in a way, it's limited by our imagination. We don't have all the gear. We're going to have to come up with a creative solution to whatever this problem is. Wilderness first responder programs are often aimed at guides and trip leaders, but it's a much broader spectrum than that, the people that come to those programs. It's true that quite a few are part of an organization, but it's equally true that half the people in that class aren't part of any organization. They're there simply for their own knowledge, so they can feel better equipped the next time they go into the woods. They're almost entirely outdoor enthusiasts, and many of them additionally have had some incident that's happened in the past, whether it's an injury or an illness that happened to them or maybe even somebody else in their group. Some event has occurred and made them aware of how inadequate their training may have been, and that has motivated them to do some research to see what the Wilderness First Responder Program was and then to sign up for that. At NOLI, our woofer programs are both fun and challenging by design. This is a 72-hour program, and it is, as often as possible, this is hands-on and experiential learning. It is a known fact that we simply learn better by doing things with our hands than we do sitting in front of a dry erase board and listening to some lecture. So as often as possible, we're outside doing hands-on activities, scenario-based learning, experiential learning, as much as we can possibly drive in that direction. And the goal of understanding is critical thinking and problem-solving exercises to the extent of being able to predict outcomes. And that's become, personally, my focus, is that predicting outcomes. If you understand a topic well enough that you know what's going to happen next, that's when we're really starting to get a good appreciation, a good understanding of that topic. So I said earlier, this is the most rewarding job I've ever had, and this goes into the reason why. I receive messages from former students, sometimes years later, on a fairly regular basis of some rescue they've been involved in. Some of those folks were at work that day, ski patrol, river guide, whatever. Some of them were just off on an activity, and events happened in front of them. They took action and made that save. And, you know, first I couldn't be prouder of them and what they did in that moment, made the right decisions and everything else. But also, secondly, just from my own perspective, that's a pretty powerful reminder that what I get to do for a living is a lot of fun, but it's also important, makes a difference. And knowing there's wilderness first responders out there making the right decisions in the right times and intervening when it's necessary, that's a warm fuzzy for me. And you can probably tell by looking at me, I'm not at the beginning of my career. So I recognize that I am passing this off to the next generation, and I'm super happy to hear those reports back from the field when this information really paid off. On behalf of those of us at NOLI, we hope you'll come check us out. Check out the website. Come by, stop by, and see us if you're in town, and consider taking that woofer program with me. I promise you this: we will have a grand time. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll learn some stuff, you and I both. Thank you.